Live from the heart of the blockchain, two legends rise.
Yo, it's Airwink in the cockpit, DJ Oracle in control. Teaching Mane.City like it's coded in their soul. From the basis to the deep plays, every tool, every tip. They'll turn noobs into legends on this crypto trip. Grinding mission, stacking loot, dodging fakes, making moves. You got question, they got proof. Boost defense, point prestige, mo finesse. Mane.City ain't a game, it's a whole mindset test. Loaded lions in the streets, cubs chasing that bread. Every stat, every buff, yeah, it's all in your head. So plug in, level up, learn the code, know the plan. With Oracle and Airwink, you gon' master the land.
Welcome to the show, where crypto meets the grind, where knowledge drops hard and the game's redefined. This ain't no chill, this is strategy and wit. Mane.City 101, now let's get it lit. Welcome to the show, where crypto meets the grind, where knowledge drops hard and the game's redefined. This ain't no chill, this is strategy and wit. Mane.City 101, now let's get it lit.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm joined once again with DJ Oracle, and we've got a few things to talk to you guys about today. So how are you doing, DJ Oracle? Just hop into some of the pleasantries. We got one quick reminder, and then we'll run us through the list of everything we've got to talk about today, and we'll get right into it.
Yeah. What up, Arwink? What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me back again. And I'm doing good. Everything good. How you doing?
Yeah, doing pretty well. Finally broke that 200 mark, so now I'm getting an extra booster from my daily roar. So that's always a nice little milestone. Other than that,
right in time for the Blitz.
Exactly. That's what I was saying as well, right? Like, just perfect timing. I'm going to get 2 boosters every day now instead of just 1. But, still sad they haven't added an extra defense. I really think they're missing out. They should be adding an extra defense to that rewards pool as well.
Yeah, hopefully they'll do an update.
Exactly.
We'll see. But congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's I'm happy with it. Now it's probably still about 2 months before I hit Division 2, but hey, at least we got the tunnel. There's a light at the end of this tunnel now.
Yeah, it is.
Well, but I guess the tunnel's also gotten twice as long now that we have 2 new divisions, which we'll be talking about a bit later too. So for the quick reminder, if you did mint some Bold Tigers, they do have their first royalty snapshot coming up soon. So floor price is looking pretty good on them. I mean, the mint was $50, so they're sitting at $64. So not too bad. And I guess some little metrics you need to be aware of. If you are looking for a custom, make sure you have 10 of them. I believe the snapshot's on the 30th. And then for the royalties, make sure you have all of your Bold Tigers into your DeFi wallet so that you can go and do the collection of the royalties cashback. That first payment will be on the 25th. I think he said something like 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely make sure you've got your 5 or more Bold Tigers into your DeFi wallet so you can collect royalties. With that,
yes.
Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I do say that it says make sure to complete the transfer before March 25th, 9 a.m. Eastern, as it is the official snapshot time.
Yes.
So yes, that's the official.
Perfect. Right on. So other than that little quick reminder, what we got on the docket for today's podcast is the Wolfies Blitz. So we wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with that and sort of a unique prize structure that they have set up. We've also got the 2 new divisions that have come out. So that's made FFTB Hacker pretty happy. He's been able to continue playing. And then we have also got the Dev Diary. So we want to talk a little bit about this way that they're updating the community, as well as some of the content that was in that Dev Diary. Talk a little bit about that. And one of the big things that was confirmed with the most recent news drop was the co-op. So we want to do a little bit of speculation on co-op and just some fun talk, get people excited. That's what we got on the docket for you. Do you want to just hop right into the Wolfies Blitz, right?
Yeah, let's do that. They finally updated the countdown. So now we can see the countdown, which is one of the, to me it's very, very exciting to see the countdown. So as of now, we have 4 days, 8 hours, and 20 minutes left.
There we go. And that's showing the prize pool as well. We're looking at about 23,000 US dollars. Now that's probably because the market has dipped a little bit. I mean, it's been in a constant dip, but they do state that it is 30. Now I wonder if this is showing just the 25 from Crow, and then the 10,000 is sort of going to be outside of this initial prize pool that they're showing here. Just because, you know, with it, I'm kind of assuming at least that the distribution of the Wolfies currency, which is PAC, is going to be done using probably an airdrop similar to they did with Lion. Remember how we got the Lion airdrop for being part of World Series 1 and World Series 2? So I'm thinking they'll probably do something like that. You're part of the Wolfies Blitz, and I'm wondering if everybody's going to get the same payout, or if there's going to be a different way, right? Because like everybody could get $10 worth of pack if they gave it out to the first 1,000 players, right? Or are they going to do like, the first 100 are going to get like $50 worth of it and then slowly taper down from there? Do you have any thoughts on that?
That's a very good point. So I totally agree with you. It makes sense that the 23, which is, reflects the Crow price, and, it's less than 25. It's 25 of Crow because the price has gone down. So yeah, it makes sense that that's only counting Crow, and then the 10,000 of pack. I hadn't thought about what you said, that it could be like an even distribution to the top 1,000 players, or it could, I just automatically assume that it would be distributed by where we place. The higher you place in the leaderboard, the more the more pack you get.
Yeah, but, I mean that would be the best way. Right, I would say that would be the best way because it would incentivize people a little bit more than just a blanket airdrop of like, say like 500 or whatever pack, whatever the value. I don't even know what pack's worth, to be honest. So I thought it was Wolf Swap's token was Moon. So that's why I was like, what is pack? But I guess it's one that they brought out with their Wolfies collection. So now I think it's kind of cool, to be honest, that we've got a partner sponsoring or co-sponsoring a Blitz. That's not something I had even really thought of as a possibility. So to me, it's kind of a cool way, I think, to also bring more publicity to your project, right? So like, the Wolfies being the Wolf Swap sort of NFT. So it brings more attention to their decks, right? Being able to bring out and sponsor part of the prize pool. So I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of smart marketing on their behalf as well. So it'll be interesting to see if we have other partners later on sort of follow suit, putting up some money for the prize pool, or if this is going to be the only one, because I definitely did not see this coming.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's very, very unexpected. But I can see, if the price is right and the benefit is right for both Mane.City and the partnership, it would be nice to have different projects expose their token, and also for the players, because it would, and for the game, right? Also because now their communities will be more likely probably to jump in for the Crow and for their own tokens that they're probably supporting already, and just to make the competition, just to probably bring more traffic to the competition, because it doesn't matter how many of the tokens you get or we get. I think anybody just loves getting. When it comes to Web3 gaming, the more free tokens you get, even if it's a little bit, it's just free totokens, and it's just always pretty exciting, right?
Oh, exactly.
On the Web3 world.
Yeah, and it's a good way too, because it's like I'd never even heard of pack. I mean, I got a couple Wolfies, but I haven't really been following much of what they're doing. So this at least gives me some incentive once I get this pack to go in and be like, can I stake it? Am I able to like, what can I do with it? Is there something that you can interact with on their website? Maybe you could spend pack to like get, I don't know, boxes or something. I know they do boxes for their trading. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, right? Be able to bring in new users to their own system as well, because now it's like, I have pack, let's go and see what I can use it for, or just stake it or whatever, right? So heck, maybe even if I win enough, I might just, if it's not used for anything, just buy another Wolfie with it. Could be something like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Maybe hopefully if I get enough, I'll get with the price from this Blitz. So the perfect buy would be an NFT Wolfie.
Yes, yeah. I think they're on Minted, right? I believe so.
I'm watching them on Ibisus Bay.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if they're on.
And they're 1.1K crow right now, the floor.
Really?
Which is at today's price, it says $83.06.
Yeah, I'm seeing the floor price 1,250 on Minted as well. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, seeing as they minted at 200. Like, that's not too bad of a. Yeah, okay. So they even say on here it's backed by Moon. So that's where I was like, it kind of surprised me when we heard it was a Wolfie sponsored one, and they've got a new currency. So different for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. Let's see how it goes. See where I place. Do you have any goals for this competition? I think we both were out of the top 100 last comp, right?
Yeah. I think my main goal is to not get stuck with too many businesses. I always say I won't, and then I get a little impatient on the income, and I'm like, okay, I need more income, I need more businesses. But the more businesses I add, the more gold I'm sending away from that main business I want to prestige up. So I'm really gonna try to be disciplined on sticking to a certain amount of businesses, maybe 4 or main ones.
Yeah, 4 is sort of my go-to. But the hard part is you need to have them at pretty decent quality, right? So sort of like what, I mean, this competition I probably won't spend. I mean, I'm still undecided if I'm going to play somewhat of a spending technique, or if I'm just going to try and play like 100% just whatever I pull from blueprints, maybe buy a few things on the market that I use to merge at the most, but for the most part, just try to play with what I pull from my blueprints. I think that's probably the route I'm going to go. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's just going to come down to how I'm feeling, basically day 3 or day 4. Like, so that's usually when I drop off, right? And it's sort of like, okay, now I'm really not moving up the leaderboard at all. I'm just sliding. So that's usually when I end up getting the urge to purchase something.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling when you're running out of people that are attacking. Everybody's already under attack, or they got their defense up.
Yeah, and you hit that gridlock. You're just like, you grind to a halt, and it's just like you're slowly climbing or you're slowly falling down. And you're just like, man, I need to get a business.
Yeah, once you start window shopping, that's when it all starts.
Exactly. And you start looking and be like, oh man, it's only like 15 crow. I can buy this. Maybe I'll get this. And you just start like, it gets bad.
Yeah. And like you said, granted that sometimes you could find some good deals that are hard to pass, to pass on. Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I am off from school, so I don't have any work. So I do have the ability to focus on this. But we'll see how much time I actually do have. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, though. Nice. I mean, a little extra token prize is always welcome. So, but I'm kind of sad we're not getting our, turbines. So those will be sadly missed.
I know, right? What's up with those NFTs? No NFTs. I guess they replaced the NFTs for the pack.
Yeah. I think that's sort of what they did. So it'll be interesting to see how many people come out to play, because I have a feeling like we have a lot of bots or a lot of people with multiple accounts that are farming the NFTs. So now without the NFT incentive, and chances are those accounts were down in like the 600s, 800s, maybe just barely making top 1,000. So now they won't be getting really any crow prize. right? At those levels, you're winning like maybe 1K vouchers at the best, right? So 1 crow. So depending on how they distribute the the pack, not wolf, the pack currency, right? That might even not be incentivized for people to try with their multi accounts, right? Especially if it's like, oh, you get $1 worth of pack, right? For being inside the top 1,000. Whereas if you're in the top 250 or something like that, maybe you're getting like $20. So there could be a difference there as well, right? Like you were saying, hopefully they are distributing it based on our ranking on the leaderboards. So these people with multiple accounts that aren't making the top 50, like top 500, they might be disincentivized because there's no longer that NFT. So it'll be interesting to see how many actual accounts come out to play.
Yeah, and also it'll be interesting to see how the price is gonna be displayed during the blitz and the leaderboard, because you know how it usually has the vouchers. So I wonder if it's gonna be vouchers and how many, the amount of pack that you would get.
Yeah,
or
true.
Probably just the vouchers.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, right? Like that's where I'm like, is it just going to be an airdrop, blanket airdrop? Because it'd be like basically $10 of pack to everybody, right? 10,000 pack for 1,000 players, $10 US for everybody, right? So if that's the route, I mean, that's not bad. I'm sure we'll see multi-account players come in just for the $10. Not as sweet as hitting that generator jackpot, right? Or your data pads, but still a free $10 just for making it into the top 1,000, which is not hard. Not at this point.
Yeah, no. But I think they'll go the other route. I think they'll go according to rank.
I hope so. I hope there's some sort of even just like tier thresholds like they do with the NFTs, right? Like 250 to 50 gets this amount, 50 and above gets this amount, 10 and above, and number 1's getting this amount, number 2's getting this, whatever, right? And then anybody outside of the top 500, this is the amount that you're getting, right? Because it was always like 1,000 to 501 gets 1 NFT, and then like 2 NFTs for 500 to 251, right? And then 250 down to 50 was like 3. So you could probably break it up into those similar tiers for prizes.
Yeah, and I think that sounds like a fair way to distribute it. I think that sounds like the best way. Yeah, like you said, from 1 to 10, maybe 1, and then 2 to 10. Yeah, I think that I agree. That would probably be the best way. Hopefully they'll do it that way.
Yeah, because if they do it that way too, think about it. There might be people that are typically, 320, maybe, 270 or something like that. And they'll go, you know what, just to get into the next bracket, the 250, I'll maybe have to spend a little bit of my vouchers, right? Because then it's going to get me a better Wolfies or the pack payout, right? So there could be some incentive for people that typically don't spend to spend a little bit just to get into that next tier for a better prize. So, I think that would probably be the best route. That way you don't have to break it down per position like they do with the vouchers. But you can at least still break it down based on a little bit of the tier system to reward people for, pushing to get into the top 50 or pushing to get into the top 250, right? So,
yeah,
I don't know, fingers crossed. But it's an exciting way that they're bringing about this next blitz. And it's kind of cool because it is the first one right after the mid-season blitz, whatever you want to call it, right? So, interesting new approach that I did not really expect, that being a sponsor for a blitz. Interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So possibilities are exciting.
Yeah, but I definitely will miss the free NFT. I'm always down for an NFT, even if it is another smoke grenade launcher.
Right? Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they'll bring those back.
Yeah, they probably still have some for like later on blitzes, or maybe they're saving them all up for the final, like World Series 3. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think you got anything else you want to talk about in regards to the Wolfies Blitz? We're sort of coming up on 20 minutes here, so it's at least 15 minutes chatting about that.
No, I think just good luck to everybody who's gonna be participating, and yeah, good luck to everyone. It's
Yes.
exciting.
Yes, exactly. Good luck, and let's go Legion. We got to win the one that our faction our faction partner sponsors.
True, huh? They
Yeah.
are Legion.
Yeah, they are. I imagine it's going to be a tough fight. I don't know. I mean, it's going to come down to who does Meta and FFTB Hacker choose, right? Like, which faction are they going with?
Yeah.
They make up a lot
Yeah,
of the
what's out?
points.
And I was thinking that a lot of times the short blitz are won by the Void, and then the long big price competitions are won by Legion. So go Void at least for the small one.
Yeah. No, we need Legion to win this one. Like I said, it's our partner. We can't let them down.
All
right.
right.
So yeah, good luck everybody. Let's go Legion. All right, we'll move on to the new divisions.
Yes, the trash talk starts.
So thankfully, I mean, what, it took 3 weeks almost, was it, or something like that? But or almost a month actually. I think FFTB Hacker was stalled out, so they finally brought out the 2 new currencies, and they are implemented into the game. So if you are already done Division 2, you are able to move on to Division 3. Pretty sure it's only FFTB Hacker right now, right? Yeah. Yeah, because Meta is still pretty far away.
And okay.
I mean, you look
And
at
he's
it.
somewhat retired, he said, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's the next closest. And he's at BS. And then the one after, like, Kana, following him for third, is AM. Which is like, it's crazy when you look at that. We have 19. Fiend for Crows, number 19 in Division 2. So, and then I think we have like almost 250 now. Oh yeah, I forgot the scroll thing's broken because we have so many bot accounts. But I think we have about 250 now in Division 1. Have you checked that lately?
No, but yeah, I remember when it was, I think when I came up, it was only like 105 or so.
Yeah, I can't. I was number 70. I feel like I was 77 or 78 when I got into Division 1.
Nice. Oh yeah, it's hard to scroll with that bar, huh?
Yeah, because like you move the bar like a little bit, and it's like, so now you basically are forced to scroll. Like there's no way to like use the sidebar thing to find, like the 1000s, just because it's just like it goes down to what, almost 2,000 or 200,000 players.
Yeah, you tap it once and you put it down, and it's 2,400 and something. We should definitely put that in the feedback. I never really had to use it, but yeah, it's pretty frustrating that you move it a little bit and you don't even go to 100s or anything. That's wild.
Yeah, exactly. It should be like, I mean, it'd be nice to maybe if they put like an active one, right? So like you could still have this leaderboard with all of the people on it, but like make one where it's like your active players, right? So the people that are at least producing gold, even if they're not producing a lot. So what are we at? 263. La Chèvre. And then Sam Foes. Sam Foes 23 and Zoe Punk. Those are the bottom 3 making up the Division 1's bottom 3.
Okay.
So not too bad. I mean, that's pretty good actually. Top 250 players, right? The 263 players right now in Division 1. So it's getting bigger.
Yeah, and it shows activity, so that's really good.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of a cool looking currency, black with a little bit of red for rhodium. So this was one of my guesses. I guessed rhodium, and I honestly thought they would do palladium as well, as sort of like a precious metal. But no, they decided to move on to just making stuff up. So we've got Stardust.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know rhodium was like a real element. But
Yeah.
it's funny that you said it on the plaza, right? That you said, oh, they'll do rhodium and then they'll probably just make some other stuff up. And they sure did. So they're
Yeah.
like, Arwin, you got 1 for 1. And they're like, no, you actually will guess 2 of them because the other one was make stuff up. And they did make stuff up. So
Yeah. I mean,
that was
how
a
would
pretty good
who would have
prediction.
guessed Stardust? Like, I mean, that's why I was like joking next. Is like, what's next? Meteorite or something like that? Like,
Yeah.
but
Meteorite dust.
yeah. But hey, it looks pretty cool. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes FFTB Hacker to blow through Division 3. Like, I don't know what he does, but other than I'm pretty sure he drops down for like 12 hours a day and just like constantly attacks. So he's moving fast. I mean, he's already at what?
15
He's
B.
already in the billions, yeah. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah, and again, keeping in mind that the diamond cost is twice as Division 1.
No, it's so that's for Division 2.
Oh no, twice as Division 2. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's in Division 3.
And then it's doubled
So it's
again.
what, 4 times Division?
1, yeah.
Yeah.
Just with making it
So-
8 times the normal cost. Right? So it's
Yeah.
like that's why I'm curious what he uses. Like he has to be using some like high quality legendary, right? And I'm assuming probably like he said he only runs 2 businesses now. So he's got probably a legendary and an epic. Or maybe he's running something like I do. Just a high quality motors and a high quality museum. But yeah, it's that's going to be some expensive stuff. Even just like thinking about how many diamonds I'm going to have to spend just to keep moving forward with this motors. It's so much.
Yeah. Yeah, the key is in the quality. That's definitely because I was moving up pretty fast, and then I decided to drop because I had 3 uncommons, but there were 2 of them are quality 8, and the other one was quality 7, but I dropped the quality 7 because I was like 3 uncommons. I could probably just use 2, but I feel like I've been stuck in the same the 70s and in the top 70s ever since I left that in a bank. But also, I've also been like more busy with my own, IRL. So I know that I haven't been playing as active as I was before too. So I think that it might be more that I'm not playing as much as I was able to play before. That is
Yeah.
holding me back.
I
the
know
lower
that's
70.
that's where I was sliding a little bit. I dropped down to like 27, but now I've pushed and I'm back up into I'm 24 right now. So what is it? 4 people ahead of me, and then we're into Division 2. So, but the gaps are like massive. There's 3 of us all generating under 100 BP. All right, so there's Simon. He's at 35 BP. El Rey at 44.15 BP. Me at 44.5 BP. And then I always mess his name up. Chameleon.
Chameleon. Huh?
Yeah. He's got 99. And I've been basically trying to stay ahead of both like him and El Rey and Simon. So it's been sort of like a little battle between the 4 of us to see as we're sort of moving up to see who basically takes 23. And then like we're not catching these guys like Pollock USA, Lion Harry C, and Zizimon. They're pretty much far enough ahead that I don't think I'm going to catch them anytime soon unless I purchase a business to propel me into Division 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the big difference.
Yeah, it goes from BP all the way to CA, right? So it's like, it's a bit of a jump. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point of me being stuck where I am too, because the gaps are really big in between players. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah, which isn't bad. I mean, but then you look at the gaps in between the players in Division 2, and there's some big gaps there too. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm going to try and push as much as I can on this break, see where I can get to. I doubt I'm going to get into Division 2 by the time I have to go back to teaching, but we'll see. Yeah.
And the only other thing that I would also say about Division 3, the new rhodium currency, is that on the leaderboard, it doesn't really pop as much as Division, from gold to Division 1 to Division 2, that I go silver, then black. And then that red, it kind of, doesn't really, at least in my small laptop screen,
Yeah, no, I
it
see what
doesn't
you
really
mean.
look that much of a difference.
It's like they need to brighten the red and drop that black on it.
Black. Yeah.
Like the black looks kind of cool on it, the way when you see it as like a big icon. But when it's small and tiny, like, especially think about it when we get onto the phone, right? When the mobile comes out, you're not going to see that on your little screen. Like it's going to look basically like the same as Division 2. So yeah, they needed to maybe change the color to brighten the red and get rid of some of the black.
Make it almost neon, like neon red, no?
Yeah, exactly. Make it a little bit more of a blood red, brighter. But I like the Stardust symbol. It looks pretty cool.
I love the Stardust symbol.
Yeah, no, it looks good. But yeah, I guess
that
with
that one really does look really like real player, like real player one, or those futuristic.
Yes, yeah, more of a futuristic currency. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes somebody to get to Division 4.
Right,
Somebody. Not saying it's going to be FFTB Hacker, but I mean he's got the most. He's got the biggest lead at the moment. But I know Golden Tree he's been buying. It looks like, and Canna's been moving quite a bit recently too. So yeah, never know who's going to pull themselves into Division 3 and just start going really hard. It's all it takes, right? Just some commitment. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not going to be the first one to Division 3 or sorry, Division 4.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
That's forever
That's a lot
away.
of click. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the little last shot. I'll show you guys on the screen here. So that final, I don't think we got really much else to talk about for the currencies. I mean, other than, like I mentioned earlier, it'd be nice if they gave us a bonus when you do for the Daily Roar, a bonus defense. But sadly, we do not get that. So we'll have to hope, maybe bug them a bit more, I guess, in the Discord. Be like, hey, can we get this? Because it would be nice to have, just that extra little bonus of like a defense, because those are the most expensive.
Yeah, that's a great point. So definitely, guys, go to the feedback in the Discord channel and just put put a little feedback that it'll be great to get an extra defense. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, fingers crossed we can get that, because I've been bugging them for a while about that. Maybe that's what they'll do with Division 3. Instead of an extra attack, you'll get an extra defense or something like that. Though I still think it should be like at 150. When you hit Prestige 150 of the next division, right? Because it's 100, you get the extra attack. And then 200, you get the extra booster. So it should be like 150, you get an extra defense.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully they will at some point add another one.
Yeah. Well, it's all about balancing the game, I suppose.
Yeah. And as mobile comes in, I'm pretty sure more tweaking is going to have to be done. So we'll see how they fine-tune the game.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, I guess speaking of like fine-tuning and stuff, like we haven't really heard of any more partners coming up anytime soon. So be interesting to see, because we've got Bold Tigers probably being integrated maybe after this Blitz, right? So it'll be interesting to see if they announce any other partnerships coming up, because we're at the end of the list. Like the Bold Tigers was the last of the announced partnerships. So
yeah, we'll see what I thought I saw an announcement with a date, but I don't think so. They just said it was coming
For
soon,
Blood
I
Tigers?
think. Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe I was tripping because I'm going through their announcements in their Discord, and now the last one was saying that are not tradable on Abuses Bay.
Yeah, they're tradable there now. I saw that they announced that, so that's exciting. Because I know they weren't viewable really. You couldn't see them on Minted or Ebusus Bay, so it's good that they're on a DeFi exchange now. So yeah, I guess if you want to sell them, did you get 10? Did you get yourself 10 of them for?
Yes. I got 10 for the custom. I was looking at them. I was counting them out. I'm like, I thought I had more, but okay, at least I secured my 10.
Right on. Yeah, got to get that custom.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ended up making a deal with somebody and was able to get the last 3 that I needed. So all good to go now.
Nice.
Yeah, I just need to get them into my DeFi wallet. That's the next step.
Yeah, me too. I'll probably do that tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll probably do that after we're done recording here. That way it's done and over with.
No.
But yeah, I think that's all we got for the new divisions. Nothing else really to discuss about them. I mean,
I think we're good.
Move on to the dev diaries. Do you have any final words?
No, we're good for that. The diaries was a good information in there.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that they brought it out. I hope that they do this maybe monthly at the least, right? Give us like a monthly diary from the devs. Let me switch over to screen recording so we can show what we're talking about. So yeah, this is number 1, which is pretty good. So it gives us a good overview of some of the development updates. So the short term, they brought out the new divisions, and we've got the Blitz event. So that was pretty cool. That's the short term, and then medium term is the expedition system. So this is getting me excited because they don't even mention mobile as being in any of these phases. So to me, it's like, are we still, holding true to what I still believe is going to happen? Is that they will release the expedition systems before mobile because they want us to test it and make sure everything works well. But I mean, the most exciting part for me was this party mechanics. So you won't have to face the unknown alone. Form parties with other players to tackle the unknown together. So I'm loving that. That's so cool. And I'm hoping that it's more like real time, playing. Something more similar to like, I keep going back to Destiny because that's like the biggest MMORPG that I've played. But something similar to that would be really cool, where we can all like party up, choose some sort of like mission. Maybe it's like a normal like story mission, or it could be like a raid, a boss battle, something like that, and we go off. But another thing that I thought was really cool, and us as landowners, I think, are all pretty excited for this, is the shared rewards, right? So success is going to bring spoils for the whole party, plus the landowners receive a direct share of the rewards earned on their territory, making land ownership more active than ever. I think that's super cool too.
Yeah, definitely, because it definitely starts bringing real utility to the land NFTs, and hopefully that'll make their price appreciate as well. So the whole thing is pretty excited. The party mechanics, it's like you said, it's something very exciting that I think we're all of us that kind of like got divided when Void and Legion got introduced. We were all waiting for party mechanics so that we can kind of like get back to playing together and just just having a good time together.
Yeah, no, exactly. And especially once, and this is one of the questions that I'd have for them if I was able to ask them one specific question about guilds, and that is like, is there going to be cross faction guilds, right? Like for example, Flip, right? He's mentioned in here as some of the chronicles from the Mane.City, right? So he's achieved the first ever quality 10 uncommon, and it was a Cyber Bazaar. So huge congratulations to him. A quality 10 Cyber Bazaar is a functional business, right? Whereas like I don't want to discredit El Rey's achievement or anything like that or discount it. But, a quality 10 gym versus a quality 10 Cyber Bazaar is like night and day, really. Because, like, I would be using, like, I still use my LL Sports and it's quality 7, right? But, like, I don't really use my quality 8 diner, right? It just sort of sits in my inventory because it doesn't produce any cash, especially when you're in the P200s. So, him being able to create that, but he's got his own little thing going on with the assassins, right? So he's got an assassins guild. I wonder if that's something like once we do have guilds and all this type of stuff, if he's able to make that, are people from Void and Legion both able to join, or are they going to restrict us, right, based on the faction we're in?
Yeah, hopefully they won't, because again, a lot of us know each other from Crow Fam. We just happen to kind of like choose, sides or factions when they were introduced. But in reality, we hang out in spaces sometimes together in the plaza and on Discord overall, So hopefully hopefully the faction won't matter, and it would just be about the guilds that everybody decides to be a part of.
That's what I'm hoping. I kind of hope it's as you're setting up a guild, you have the option, right? So, like, if I were to build a guild that I'm going to specifically run, right, as sort of like one of the leaders in the Legion, I would, be building maybe something like that. And if you could have it set to be like, if you switch out of the Legion faction, then you're kicked out of the guild and you have to reapply again, right? So you could have like a setup so that it automatically kicks Void out of the faction, or you can have it open to everybody, right? So you can like maybe set that up in the guilds as you're building them. I think that would be cool, because at least then it's sort of like an automated administrator for you, right? So you don't have to like manually check and be like, is everybody in my faction that is part of my guild, right? Like if that's the way you want to set up the guild. Or you could do like, if Flip was building his Assassin's Guild, right? He could set it up that it's open to anybody, but you have to still apply and be able to prove that you could be an assassin or something. So, I think it'd be nice to have both options, right? Making sure there are faction exclusive guilds, but also have it open so that the guild system, you can still have guilds that are cross faction.
Yeah, that'll be the most fun. Having cross faction.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know which faction Meta would go into, but he's got tons of land, so I'm sure he'd be a good asset to have in there for some of these quests and missions and stuff, right? But even like you, me, Papa, Bigfoot, we're all like, Papa's sort of in between both factions, but if you and I wanted to set up and go and do missions together, right? It'd be nice not to be limited by our faction.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So hopefully that'll be the case, because it'll definitely. We've been talking about doing missions together ever since, I think, even before the factions. Ever since we knew that we would have expressions together. People that like you said, Papa, Bigfoot, yourself, and just different people that known each other for a long time. We've been wanting to do these missions together for a while, so it looks like the moment is getting closer and closer, and that's pretty exciting.
Yes, no, I agree. So as we've got one of the next topics to be sort of more speculation on co-op and what's going on with the whole expedition concept, I think we can close out the dev diaries. We don't really got anything else, I think, to talk about in general for the concept. Like, I like that they're bringing out this. I hope that they do monthly at the least, give us a little bit of an update, just to keep us updated on the development progress. But yeah, I like the idea. It was a big surprise when they dropped it. So as soon as I was able to read it, I was like, this is exactly what we needed. Just something to give us some insight into what's going on. And I think them officially calling out cooperative play got me the most excited. And that's why I want to move on to maybe speculating a bit more about the co-op, maybe the structure of how the game will be played. We can also talk a little bit too about, I'll leave this up, but the how the stats and everything are going to work, right? So we talk about the monsters, the resources, and the size. So we can maybe just do a little bit more speculation before we get some official information on this. I know we've done it in the past, but hey, it's fun to talk about, right?
Yes, definitely, especially because that's like the main speculation, and I think the main one is the monsters. I think all of us now pretty much agree that the resources are gonna be like really really important, really up there. But I think the ones that people are like is the monsters, because there's either is the more the better, the less the better, and if it's the how come like the rarer the land, and also the more monsters that they have. So I think the monsters is the thing that it's more in question at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I do like that in this article, right? They brought out that these attributes of your land, are going to determine the difficulty and type of expeditions hosted there. So that's kind of cool. The way I kind of originally envisioned it was that the monsters is the difficulty setter, right? And that's what I had been sort of saying from the start. The monsters will tell you the difficulty of the missions that are going on there. The resources is going to be, obviously the resources you collect, right? So the more resources available on the land, the more resources you're going to come back with. And then I felt like the size was going to like dictate how, right? Like if you have a really small one with a lot of monsters and a lot of resources, then it's going to be like a really hard fight. Whereas if you've got like a really big size and few monsters but a lot of resources, then maybe the way that they look at it would be like it's going to be an easier mission, but also the resources, because there's so many of them, maybe it's not like, we don't know all of the resources available in the game, so maybe they'll have like different tiers of resources, right? So there's like, there's lots of resources, but what are you finding? It's a bunch of like petrified wood, right? Instead of like a bunch of diamonds or something, right? So it's like not a good quality resource, but you'll still probably need them, right? So
Right.
that's sort of what I'm thinking, that they're going to go the route of, but who knows? It could be anything, right?
Yeah, because also with great difficulty, maybe there's more. There's a great reward. So maybe the more monsters that it'll probably be harder. But if you're able to get through it, maybe the reward is better than having less monsters. Maybe because the difficulty is easier.
Yeah. And
Maybe that determines the type of resources that you collect instead of wood. Maybe the bigger the monster or the more the monsters, maybe the better the research collected.
yeah, it could be that way, right? More because the bigger monsters and the more monsters are around the good resources. Or, one thing too, could be the resources are specific to like resources you would find on land, right? Maybe things like, I have no idea specifics, but something like fresh water. We need good water. We need diamonds that we could find. We need those essence stones, right, to upgrade our businesses and imbue them, right? Maybe there's going to be things like I'm assuming we need weapons, right? I'm hoping they're not going to release another NFT collection that we have to buy weapons. I'm hoping the weapons are kind of like in-game assets like the businesses, so we can find and farm good weapons, upgrade them, and sell them, right? So maybe that's something that gets dropped by the monsters, right? The weapons and those types of things get dropped by the monsters. The resources needed to upgrade your weapons and armor come from the land, right? And then maybe there's still chests and stuff like that you find while you're out walking around and exploring that contain weapons, armor, maybe vehicles, stuff like that, to be able to get across the different terrain types.
Yeah, that'd be good. And now that you were talking about different resources that could come up, I wondered if things like gold blueprints might be there. I wonder if maybe the lightning boost might be part of the resources that we get, or is it just gonna be all new things that we get?
Yeah, it
Maybe
could
we'll
be.
get some attacks, some defensive diamonds, essence, maybe things that we get in the daily roar.
Yeah, it could be. I kind of hope though that they do go more towards like newer assets, right? Like I'm kind of almost hoping that this expedition stuff when it comes out is 100% tied just to normal mode, right? Like doesn't influence competitions at all. Like I think competitions will always remain who can build the best city the fastest, right? That's essentially what we're playing, right? As a competition.
Prestiging. Mhm.
Yeah. Prestige your
We'll
business.
prestige the fast.
Yeah, who can level up the fastest, basically, right? Building the best city, which is where then I hope that this expedition stuff becomes more of like what do we do in between competitions, right? While there's all these missions, they can build a story, a whole world around it, like they've kind of been trying to do, right? With the bringing the two factions to fight against each other, and then now we've got this dark primordial force, and there's the 5 guardians plus the light primordial force. So there's the 7 main dudes or whatever entities, demonic or heavenly beings, whatever you want to call these things, right? They're like some ancient forces. So they're building a story around it at least. So to me, it's like these missions are going to sort of piece together some of this stuff, right? Hopefully we have solo missions we can go off and run by ourselves, and then there's bigger missions that are kind of like raids that you do need to group up with, like maybe upwards of 10 people to be able to tackle it, right? So stuff like that would be really cool. And, I'm thinking even too, like, get into an X space, right? And maybe they have something that's like it's 25 people together, right? And it's just one big X group, people just chilling, all going after like this big boss or something like that. But yeah, I'm hoping that the expedition is more solo or not single player. It's like the non-competitive aspect, right? Still would be competitive. People want the best gear and all that type of stuff, but it's not going to influence competitions.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way, and I think it is. You're right. I think that's the best way to keep the normal mode interesting in between competitions. To have something other than the daily roars to look forward to every day, or the Cubs.
Yeah, the Cubs.
Or,
Dude.
Those 70K diamonds.
Yeah, exactly. Give us some. Maybe that's all the resources are. The resource number that you have is the 70K diamonds times that resource number, and that's what you're going to come back with.
There you go. That could be one. That could be it.
So if you got a land with 80 resources, you're going to get 80 70K packages.
That's more than the one we get now.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on those Cubs. Those stingy Cubs.
Right? Stingy Cubs. They're something they don't even move from lands or regions.
Oh, I know. Which one was that? Yesterday at was that the 7 o'clock for me? It was like Molten Forge 3, Molten Forge 5, Molten Forge 7. I was like, well, at least he's moving further in. So, jeez. But yeah, so
to go home.
But I agree. Maybe resources are going to be similar stuff that the Cubs deliver. But I don't know. I really hope they've got to have like a teaser trailer or something coming out soon, right? You would think like even just like a slight gameplay trailer of like, here's what it's going to look like. Like, here's what the gameplay style is going to be, or graphics, or even just like a story trailer, right? Like, it's been forever since we got the last like little glimpse, and that was mostly tied to the Fractured Fates land NFT mint, right?
The essences. Yeah.
Like, that was the last thing we really got, and then they did the what are they called? The expedition logs. And we haven't had an expedition log in how long?
Yeah, for reals. They should have kept going. Those were pretty fun, and they kept the things exciting. And I like what you mentioned also, the storyline, because sometimes we forget that there is a storyline to the game. It's not just play the plays the businesses down and stuff. So yeah, thank you for bringing up the whole lore of the game. And we do need another update on that, just on that alone, on the storyline, just so that we can keep the storyline fresh and so that the players can be excited about where they're taking the game overall.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? It would be nice if they had something in game, right? Like if we were in Mane.City, where you could like go into your mansion and as part of like the TV or something, there's like you could watch all of this stuff, right? Because they have some content. I mean, they also have some of the stuff written, like if you go to the playbook, right? And you read a little bit about like entering Mane.City and stuff. You can learn about like the story and stuff. There's the Mane.City access. Where is it? I think it maybe, where is the lore? There used to be a section basically just for the lore. I think it's maybe just the welcome to Mane.City. Yeah, origin story. Here it is. Let me switch over to show screen recording. But yeah, they do have like the little blurb. It's not very extensive, but even if they just like animated this and showed it in the mansion or something like that, and then did like an animation for what happened with World Series 2, right? Bring in some sort of details, because then even after that they had like the dude, you guys had like a crazy scientist, we had like the scientist Cub come out and be like, oh, this is going on, blah blah blah, we need to, we're getting all those readings from some hidden weapon, right? So there's a lot of like lore that I think people also sleep on, right? Kind of forget
That's
about
so
it.
true. Yeah, and yeah, like new players, they will never get to see that doctor guy, huh? It's not
Nope.
something that is like part of a game that
No,
it's part of the
exactly.
progress of the game. So hopefully they will do something like that keeps the storyline as the expeditions go along, and they can hopefully there will be something like that where we can keep the storyline even for new players, not
Yeah,
just something seasonal kind of thing.
yeah. Or even like if there's a way to tie in normal mode progress with sort of a story, right? Like maybe when you hit avatar level 30, right? Then you go back into your game room, right? Because you're able to get to level 30 using the game room, but maybe once you're finished putting the furniture down for that game room, that's when you get introduced to these orbs, right? And then that's when you get, oh, the dark lions are coming and stuff like that. Maybe there's going to be something in normal mode that you still participate in World Series 2 in a offline capacity, just to build the story, so that you realize, oh, okay, I was with the Legion and we failed to win the Great War battle. And then you get sort of that detail of the scientists coming out and being like, we're getting weird readings and all this type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because even like, what was it, remember we had to go and find those lightning, right? We had the orbs floating around too before the Dark Lion reveal. Then after the Great War, we had all that lightning we had to go click on.
Yeah.
So things like that can be brought into normal mode so that the newer players can still play through that story concept, but they just don't have any influence on the end result, right? It's just this has happened to the players already. We're just catching you up to speed.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to just keep something like that. So hopefully they'll integrate that into this new expedition mode.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to just some actual story, breaking it down to like, because like one of the big plot points, right, is finding these relics to help us defeat the Dark Primordial Force, right? So there's going to be relics probably, like I'll show you guys the lands. Like if we think about the, is it the Epic in Aurora Wilds, I think it is. Or no, maybe it's the Legendary. The Legendary's got the temple, right? It's got like that bird head temple and that other little temple thing off over underneath your name. So there's sort of like the temple there, but then there's the pond, right? And we see that in the big trailer. If you remember that like lily pad looking sort of pond thing on the Epic that's off in the corner, they had that inside the trailer with the guy being like, open the temple pass or something like that. I forget what the exact wording was, but it was like a guy with a staff in front of this big pond sort of looking thing. So, that to me leads me to believe that there's going to be some sort of story. Exactly how much story it's going to be, or if it's more of a, out of Mane.City story, like you read the stuff, you don't actually play it. I think they're going to be making a big mistake if they don't have us play through some of the story points. But, being able to even like, maybe there's going to be some missions where it is faction specific, right? So our faction needs to go and find these relics before the Void faction does, right? And maybe there'll still be some sort of like influence on the world based on what each faction's doing, right? Because like if you guys found all the relics first, then maybe you guys as the Void faction go and try to fight the big bad guy, and who knows what happens. Maybe that's when they force you guys to then realize you need our help too, and we team up with you or something. Who knows? But
that's all exciting. That you're right, to be able to keep the story going according to how who's winning in the faction and all that. That's really exciting.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm envisioning. Like, it's like what do they call it? Like live service games, right? The you're forming the world based on what your players are doing in it, right? So I think it would be cool to be able to see us continue to influence the city. I mean, it wasn't the biggest change, right? Like we don't really see any change on the base level, but there was still the story, the lore points of like, the loaded lions lost, so we're in the sewers trying to escape the void, right? And you guys are taking over Mane.City. So, it'd be interesting to see if that gets brought in any capacity to normal mode. So it's like, as Void, you would maybe get like a benefit when it comes to like loading out and going out into the expeditions. Whereas like because I'm living in a sewer, I maybe get like a debuff. I'm not as strong. I'm sleeping in a sewer pit, right? Like can't be the most comfortable, can't be the most refreshing sleep, right? Re-energizing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. It'd be just all speculation. I mean, that's all we're doing at this point, guys. So if you're bored of listening us blabble on, but
I know it's all exciting stuff because the possibilities of what things could be, right? Because also keep it into bringing into consideration that all the land NFTs, there's that blue dinosaur. Like why would they put that blue dinosaur on that land?
right,
There is, that let's say the mythicals have like the one for the Crimson that has like a tiger that is like a snake but a tiger at the same time. Like, is that one of the monsters? So all those little things
yeah, even
really
like
get
those
exciting.
little golems, right? Like I remember seeing them. They're like almost reminds me of Golem, the Pokemon. He's just like a giant ball of stone. Those are on like the fertile tuff, right? The fertile turf or tuft or whatever it's called for the Aurora Wilds. So there's that big turtle that's in the pond, right? That's on the epic that I was showing for the Aurora Wilds. And there's also the what is that? Like you see those hands on the Molten Cavern one, right?
Oh,
And they
yeah.
got those like snail things too. There's like tons of different little monsters hidden all over the NFTs. So I assume we're going to be fighting some of those. Maybe some are just like animals, right? That we might find in the wilderness. And if you kill them, they give you resources you need or something for building or upgrading a weapon. I don't know. But, I think we'll definitely be fighting some of the monsters that we see in those photos. You see if they show them on the Loaded Lions website. If you go to the world. Yeah, they show some of them. Let me just switch to the screen recording so you could see even like the Diurnal Valley, right? The epic from well, actually they've got all sorts of stuff on the Crimson Reaches when you look at it, right? They've got like these little lizard dudes. They've got those whale skeletons, right? They've also got these like snail looking things, and then like you were saying, that tiger that's coming out by that axe.
Uh-huh.
So there's tons of
Right.
and then even like the mythical for Aurora, right? There's those like flying birds with like the long tail. You got the turtle looking dude on Avalon Lake. You got the on the fertile turf, the little golem dudes, little rock guys. And there's even like it looks like a plant, almost like a Venus flytrap sort of like plant on the altar one. So they all, like pretty much every single one has something. There's like the kraken, there's a giant tentacle, there's these like little squid looking dudes. We even got the starfish on Pebblestone Shore.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bring them to life, kind of, right? Into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, and even like these on the Magma Plaza, if you look, there's like the chests with the tentacles. They're kind of like a mimic, right? So maybe you find these guys and they attack you instead of giving you treasure. So this leads me to believe maybe there's going to be treasure chests around, and there will be some that are mimics, right? So you have to kill the treasure chest because it's not an actual treasure chest. But yeah, there's all sorts of things. Chain dragon.
Yeah.
Like, man, I hadn't looked at these in a
The
while.
one with the sword.
Yeah, the sword.
I know, me neither. Yeah, the one with the sword through it. And that one has like what, the skulls that are like chained
Yeah, they look like
of
dragons.
like dragons.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do we got? And then, yeah, like you said, the block nexus, right? We've got like the dinosaurs and rhinos. Then we got like the dragonflies. And then there's whatever this crazy looking thing is with the orbs. And then there's the T-Rex with the diamonds. And then the blockchain. It's got nothing. None of the first frontier lands have anything. But then even like the Diadem of Fate, right? The primordial for Lucent Ascent. It's got like some, I don't know, golden stag, white and gold stag on it. Like a big deer. And then the dragon, right? The big dragon in Stygian Storm.
Yeah. Those are some really cool looking NFTs too, those primordials.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the stats on my other one. I mean, it's okay, the one that I minted, but the one I bought, I think is pretty good. I mean, he's got max resources. That's what I bought it for. So, hopefully.
Yeah. Like max resources of all the NFT, of all the collection, right?
Yeah, it's the only one with 160.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is that the Lucent, or is that the?
Yeah, that's the Lucent one.
Okay.
So hopefully it pays off for being like a really
100%.
good land.
Yeah, the resources should be there. You're always going to be hosting. Everybody's going to be looking for Arwen to host.
Yeah,
the battles,
exactly.
so you can get the rewards too.
Hey, I'm fine with that. If I'm getting rewards and I don't even have to be part of it, it's like making rewards while I sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it has almost like a golden waterfall.
Yeah,
at the edge.
Well, with that, what is it? I can actually just bring up the land on. Let's go to Mane.City and look at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now on Mane.City. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess you can't really see it, the little waterfall thing that you're talking about, but you do see like this gold pond with a couple trees around it.
There you go. Yeah, like a gold pond. There you go.
Yeah. And then they got that like big gold pond like right over by your name and stuff like that with like, I don't know, it almost looks like the stereotypical like gates to heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
The big white pearly gates.
There you go. The white pretty gates.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how they implement all of those details from the NFT into the gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hopeful. I think they're going to be bringing it in and making it, a lot more interactive. That's what I'm hoping for. And I think with the co-op denotion, I think that, we're going to see some sort of more active, I don't think it's going to be just like, I'm going to choose this guy and this guy and this guy. And we're going to go and just, set it out for a 4-hour expedition and come back in 4 hours. Like, I honestly think the best route for them to go will be to like, okay, you're actively controlling it. That way it gets us away from our city for a bit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like people can either sacrifice, the actual gameplay and stuff that normal mode's going to be developed into because they want to keep grinding their city and get to a higher leaderboard rank. Or, you just sort of like, okay, after a mission, I do a couple attacks or something like that, and get ready, for the next mission, right? Then you go off and you're out in the wilds for like 3 hours, and then you come back, do some upgrades on your businesses or whatever, get your sell stuff if you need to, do some whatever, probably some upgrading in your weapons or whatever, however they set it out, and then get queued up for another mission, right? And so you're always just like going out, do a mission, come back to your city, do a little bit of upgrading, then set up for another mission, go out, do your mission, come back, maybe you get some resources that are needed, right, to be able to do some viewing or whatever, and then you do some more upgrades on your city, and it's sort of like that rinse and repeat. You're always coming back to your city, doing a little bit of upgrading, heading back out, doing your attacks, doing your expeditions, defeating bosses, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah, and I think one of the interesting things to speculate is, like you said, is it going to be active? Like you said, it's going to be a 2-hour mission, and those 2 hours, everybody has to be actively playing the game. Or is there a 2-hour mission where we just send the avatar, kind of like, just let it collect things? I like what you said, that I also agree that playing it at the same time will probably be the most fun. But I can also see an advantage of, okay, let's all go to a mission, but we don't all really have to be actively present. Like, so maybe there could be active missions and non-active missions, and the active missions can, of course, be more rewarding because you're actually on the keyboard moving keys away, clicking away.
Yeah,
as
and that's
opposed to
where
a passive mission.
And I'm thinking too, like, because like I think we mentioned it before in a different podcast, but like if you had the idea where it's like you send out, but you can also have people join your loadout from like mobile, and it's like, hey, guys, we're in X or something like that. We can only have 5 active players, but we can bring 5 other people that sort of just act as like a NPC, right? And they're there to like help with healing or attacking or doing whatever, right? And so people could still load out, go and get some bonuses, but 80% of the resources and stuff go to the 5 active, and then 20% goes to the people that were there as support or whatever breakdown they have, right? Just an example, but that would be a way to like still have, because people, like, I can't see my mom actively going out and like playing this other concept of like going out and attacking monsters and stuff, right? She never played video games like that, so it's probably not something she's going to get into. But if she could still like load out with me and be able to get some rewards and resources, but still as like a passive player, I think it'd be good to have both, right? Because like what I want definitely is to be able to go and actively, like, I'm clicking to attack, right? Or I've got my gun and I'm actually like aiming and shooting at the boss, right? Whereas like, other people are probably like, I don't want that. I just want to like, here's my guy, here's the go, and he does stuff for me, and he's going to come back in a bit.
Yeah. So I think a combination of both is the best. It would be the most practical and fun probably for everybody.
Yeah.
Have an option of what missions. And like I said, I get the more active the mission, the more rewarding. I think that would make sense also,
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. We'll have to wait and see, though. I'm really hopeful that after this blitz is when they're going to finally hit us with some more information on expeditions, and maybe even give us like a end of April, it's coming out. And I'd be like, sweet.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Because end of April,
especially
like
Huh?
like let's lay the timeline out. So end of April, if they came out with expeditions, and let's just say they push right to the last available day for mobile release, that gives us all of May and most of June to play, debug, make sure the monsters and expeditions and all that stuff is sort of working properly before they bring out the mobile edition, right? So I think, a month and a half is probably good beta testing for it. And then that gives them the availability to be like, okay, we've had community feedback. We've had them test the servers, because we've got at least a couple thousand active players, right? And of them, probably 500 would be playing that daily to really, help test the servers, put it through a stress test basically before it goes mobile. So, that's where I'm hoping, end of April is when we'll see it.
Yeah, and definitely the most exciting thing is that we have a blitz already, so we have something to look forward to this week, and then we have an active week of playing, so they're gonna keep us off their back for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm hoping they're using this time with this next blitz to sort of like prep any promotional material, right? And it's like, okay, this blitz is going to end, and then we're going to hit them with like a trailer for the expeditions, and hopefully with that also comes a release date of like, hey, it's coming out April 20th or something like that. Everybody loves 420.
Yeah, right. There you go. Perfect timing. Everybody does.
So we'll see what happens, right? But I'm excited. I mean, just that little bit of information sort of like reignited my excitement for it again. I was just like, yes, finally, we're getting something that at least gives us an idea of what they're building. Because otherwise, it was just like, I have no idea. Who knows is there going to be co-op? Is there going to be any sort of like how is it going to play out? But at least now we've got a little bit of details.
Yeah, any teaser is always nice and appreciated, and it gives us things to talk about. And so, yeah, if you're still with us, I hope you're enjoying all the speculation and you're as passionate as we are. And I'm pretty sure you are if you're still here with us.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty much wrapping it up. So if you guys got any speculation that you want to drop down in the comments below, we'd love to hear what you guys think, in regards to how the expedition system is going to work. Are you hoping factions can join regardless of what guild, right? Like, or do you want it just like faction specific guilds? Some of those big key questions, it'd be good to hear what you guys are thinking, and, whether you guys are as excited about, cross faction guilds, or if you're more excited to have like a faction guild specific, right? I think we've made our point pretty clear that we were both hoping to be able to still team up together, even though DJ Oracle's void for some reason. It'd still be nice to be able to
confirm it.
Yeah.
My sweater confirmed it.
Yeah, I got my sweater finally, so.
Yeah, I saw the video. That's a cool video unboxing. I actually thought about doing a video like that, but I'm like you. I'm gonna keep it in that package until there's a meetup or something.
So white. It's just so white. I just looked at it. I was like, I feel like I'm just dirtying it even looking at it. Like,
right. Just looking at it. But I guess that confirms your allegiance to the Legion.
it
My
does.
allegiance to the boy. But again, that's why we want cross-faction, missions and guilds. So also let us know what you like more, the active, be on the keyboard mission, or do you like more of the set it and forget it type of mission? Let us know what you guys like better.
Yeah, it'd be good to hear, what sort of, are you kind of like hoping it's going to be like, what is it, like kind of like Axie Infinity or whatever it was, where it's like you take a loadout of like 3 guys and you just do like a little, almost like a Pokemon battle, like just back and forth doing attacks. Personally, I want something active. I want to be able to shoot, and I want to see the weapons from the Dark Alliance play a role in the gameplay a bit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, even the Cubs have weapons, right? So that would be probably cool too. See if they can do something with those boomerangs and the
And there's some loaded lions that have weapons. Not very many, but
yeah. Some loaded lions.
yeah. There's the Spartan sword, right? And
Oh,
what else? And there's the ninjas.
so some rare trades, huh? Maybe.
Yeah, let me go. Let's just take a quick look. Switch it over to the screen recording. Let's see if we can find some. But I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 different weapons that the loaded lions have. Yeah, you can see one. There's the ninja guy. So there's one of the ninjas right there. He's on the floor at 900. So you could have a ninja if you wanted. And then there's another one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Spartan guy. There he is. There's one for 950. So he's got the sword on the back as a Spartan. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, and then there's Pharaohs. Oh, man, what the heck's his legendary? Crystal. The crystal one. His guy's got a samurai sword.
Oh, and they also have some have the laser eyes, so that could be a weapon.
There we go. I got a guy. My hiker, my expedition guy, he's got laser eyes.
There you go.
Is there any specific? No, I guess it's just outfits only.
Also, we don't know what the expedition guys have in their expedition bag.
I know. I was always saying these guys need an extra backpack capacity. What the heck is this? It should be equal to a mythical.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just the ninja, the Spartan. Yeah, so it's just those ones, the ninja and the Spartan. But then they also have the Crypto.com armor guy. All right, so
yeah, so it'll be cool if we can use those attributes in the missions, right?
Yeah, like my guy could be completely useless because all he's got is a Crypto.com necklace. It's not very good armor.
You don't know what kind of powers the necklace has.
That's true. Maybe it's made of like some crazy metal. Makes me impervious to gunfire.
Stardust.
Could be. It could be Stardust. Man, there's a chain gang on the floor for 180 or 1,800. It's not bad.
I don't know.
Not the biggest fan of his hat, but it's not bad. I mean, if you're looking for a chain gang.
Yeah. Those are always out after.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's kind of cool. Number 6013 for $2,495. He's got the Crypto.com helmet on, and he's got the chain. So he's got that Viking helmet.
What's the number?
6013.
601. Oh yeah. Yeah, but he has that chain, which is the most important trade.
Yeah. And that hat. I want one with the helmet.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really nice hat with the logo.
Yeah, the Viking
With
helmet.
the
So
.com
cool.
logo.
There's some pretty cool chain gangs out there. See somebody, the one guy's got all of his listed for like 30 million. I forget what his name is. Yeah, Run Amok. He has so many. No,
Yeah.
that's about all we got for you today, guys. Just looking at lions at this point. So
Yeah.
No, we appreciate you all for staying tuned. Hopefully we'll have another podcast right after the next Blitz. We could talk a little bit about how the prizes and everything were distributed and what we thought of that. Other than that, I mean, good luck in the Wolfies Blitz. Hopefully everybody places well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for being with us. And like Arwing said, we should have the next episode after the Blitz to see how we did. So remember to like, subscribe, all those good things, and thank you for being with us.
Right on. And yeah, thank you for joining me again, DJ Oracle. It's always a pleasure chatting Mane.City, and sometimes we get a little carried away, so hopefully the latter half of this podcast is tolerable.
Yes, definitely. Always a pleasure. Thank you for hosting again, and always a pleasure to talk Mane.City with you. Yeah. Thank you guys for being with us.
Right on. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.